What's up, everybody? Welcome to Motivation with an Edge presents Raising My Daughter in This Fucked Up World, Part 3, The Role of Parent. Now, the role of parents is an interesting one. The thought of it, the concept of it. I remember reading a book. I was really trying to learn about my ego, like I was telling you guys before. And Eckhart Tolle was writing about how we identify with our position or a concept in society. People do it with their politics and become so obsessed with their politics that they become part of their identity. It happens with religion, of course, many times. Even certain positions in a company. I'm the CEO, and it just breeds your ego and breeds your I guess, identification of self, right? They also mentioned the role of parent. Now, we all take parenting, a lot of people, not we all, sorry. A lot of us take parenting for granted because we just assume, just take care of your kid, it's fine. Without realizing how many problems we have, right? And a lot of times you overcompensate because you're playing the role of the things you think are supposed to be the things you think. I know better. I'm the authority. I will tell you what's up. But with that, sprinkled in the bottom is, I'm not going to be vulnerable to you because I don't want to show you weakness. I'm not going to be accountable to you because if I start admitting my mistakes, I don't look as strong. I'm going to hide stuff from you because I don't want you to know that I do drink or I do these things. So your whole life becomes this game you're playing with your child. Now, unfortunately, you live with your kids, you spend a lot of time with the kids, and they're not stupid. So what that does is it completely shatters trust so young. Now, I'm not saying you can't get it back, but I figure this is all about foundational growth for our children. So what do we really want for our kids, right? Come on, just like, what's the basics? I mean, I could name a million things, but I say we want our kids to trust us because we know, you guys see this world, it's hard to trust people. Even me, I'm Mr. Honesty, Mr. Tell everybody whatever. Now, even my closest friends, I'm like, do I really want to say this? Because I don't want to deal with the backlash, right? Because just like, whatever. And then it's like, okay, the trust thing is a huge one. Then it's like credibility. Of course, credibility is a big one because you want to enjoy being a parent. You want it's like some sort of project, a cool project, but it can't be a project without understanding what it actually is. So you want to be credible. You want a kid to come to you for advice. You want to listen to them, hear them, not pretend you know better, just like, be the person they talk to, if they trust, but the credibility shows you've worked towards actually showing that this matters to you. Not because I'm supposed to, because it does. And then you want your kid to be happy. And it's going to be hard to have a happy kid, especially with you, if you've ruined these first two, right? And it's a hard thing because we become, even those of us who aren't great parents, love our kids. So if we don't know any better, we just like, we jump on that stereotype. I'm the authority here. You listen to me. I'm the one who's telling you. And we've all had it before, especially with the immigrant parents who just like, they're doing great, but we go to them for advice, and right away, before even hearing us out, they're already telling you what they think. It's like, hey, what about what I actually want to talk about? You know, like, it's frustrating. So when I look at my beautiful daughter, it was never about, I want to play the role of parent. I do call her my best friend, but that whole best friend thing is like, I don't even want to label stuff, because it's about what's best for her. How can I protect her? How can I look out for her? How can I make her laugh? Those are great things, however you want to label them. The last thing I want my daughter to do is see me as a fraud or see me as trying too hard to be something. You know what I mean? And like, I look at my daughter, I'm obsessed with her. And when I'm actually pragmatic about that obsession, the last thing I want her to do is be afraid of me. Throughout the years of her life, the early years, you got to earn that credibility. It takes effort. You got to understand your kid. Everyone's kids are different. But if you're not being accountable, if you're not being vulnerable, if you're not being admitting you're wrong, if you're not being all these things, your kid's going to be like, I'll go talk to my friends instead of my dad about this shit. And that's the last thing I want, is my daughter not to trust me when the time comes when she actually needs me well. Thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, share. I really appreciate the support. Stay tuned for the next parts coming soon. Thank you for your time. Take care.